Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today is a day in the life video. I'm sitting here at the House of Chicken and Ribs in Sacktown. Okay, this is the best barbecue joint in damn near America. There's no place better. And when I show you the prices, people are actually paying this for ribs, chicken, other things, and they've been here for 20 plus years. So the address is 3535 Alberta Road here in Antelope, California. And the owners, I've known them for at least 20 years. In fact, it might even be 25 or 30. I just don't remember. But they've been here the whole time. And they make excellent products. So we're going to talk about it today. I was hoping to get Dwight on the phone so we can talk about business startups and what he does. So we're going to talk about it. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, I'm inside House of Chicken and Ribs. Look at this. Dining. I don't know how many people it holds. TV. There's the sauce. Now look at this. I don't know if you guys can see this, but whenever I come, I get the three-way. Check on the right-hand side. See that? Top right, combination meals. I get the three-way. And that's the price. We're in Cali. All right, like I said, we're gonna talk about this. Awesome food. Whenever you come here, this is the spot. Don't wait too long, because you might be retiring in a few years. Can't have that. I'm trying to get the secret recipe, but he won't give it up. And his son's acting like he don't want to come help. He's got his own life to live. So therefore, I don't know who's going to be taking over the mantle. So hopefully I can talk with Dwight, because he's been doing this for so long, and you can see the locations on the street, and he's been successful running this place for all these years. But I can only put in two things: quality, and being at the place, he's been here for years at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, cooking up the meat on what you see outside. They used to have a bigger one. So that means he probably got some new equipment inside that they don't need to actually be out there in the morning. But anyhow, we're going to talk about it. Hopefully I'll catch him later. Hello. This is a new video, but yesterday, when I was at House of Chicken and Ribs in Antelope, California, I couldn't catch up with Dwight, so we couldn't have that talk. But after I left and got in my car, I was listening to 97.5 KDEE in the afternoon. And I heard these guys talking about cryptocurrency. I heard them talking about we're on YouTube, and they're called the Gentlemen of Crypto. I'll have a link down below to their channel. The Gentlemen of Crypto were in Sacramento, and they had a meeting last night. So of course, like I always talk about, you always learn, or you're always looking for opportunities to improve yourself. So of course, I'm going over there to find out more about crypto, even though you guys know, I know a little bit about crypto. I showed you guys how to sign up. See some of I'll have a link to one of the previous videos to show how easy it is. But I figured I'd give another perspective from some guys that eat, sleep, breathe crypto 24/7. So you're going to have to bear with this. When I was in the audience, I was 5 or 6 rows back, and hopefully you can hear what they're saying. And I'm going to run the video. Of course, I had one phone went dead, so I ran video on another phone, which is a Samsung J3, because all you guys know, I want you to know that you can do this yourself, so there's no excuse. You can't say, well, I don't have a Note 10, an iPhone 11, or an iPhone 10, or a Note 9. You can use whatever you have at your disposal that records video in HD. So again, I'm using the Samsung Note 4, which is how old now? 6 years old. and a Samsung J3, which is one of their lowest models that cost me like $125. So these are the type of devices I'm using. I'm not using some camera that costs $5 grand, $3 grand, $2 grand, $1 grand even. All right. So anybody can do this, and you got to get your footprint set like I've been saying. But now, with no further ado, gentlemen of crypto, what they were talking about last night, turn your volume up because I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty low.
Somebody can just come and snatch it from you, all right? So, a couple of things you need to do. First things first, oh, it's weird. Two-factor authentication. If you have your cell phone now, I would say download Authy right now or tonight, simply because it gives you an extra layer of security over everything, not just crypto, your computer, period, right? So you want to have two-factor authentication. For email, all right? If you have Proton email, which I use personally, this allows you to send encrypted messages. It's actually the safest email out there. Company out of Switzerland, definitely doing everything they can, and they actually accept Bitcoin for monthly payments. Proton Mail. Third, you need a secure browser. All right, Google is tracking everything. Safari is tracking everything. Everything you do, all your cookies, all your movements, even when you speak now, it's picking up on it. So Brave browser came out. They decided to actually pay you if you want to watch ads, and also show you the different time limits that you spend on websites and how many ads were blocked. And it gives you more privacy, as well as gives you an option to get paid just for using their browser. So Brave is one. Also Tor. Anybody familiar with Tor? Been out for a while. Tor is also good to use as a browser in order to get started securely. All right. Search engine wise, I still use Google myself because it's just a habit. But I try and use DuckDuckGo because they don't leave any digital tracks. The search engine basically tells your life. Whatever you've been looking at your search engine, they can basically see what you're looking for, when you look for it, and where you're going from there, right? DuckDuckGo doesn't do that. That's a good, secure search engine. And virtual private networks, VPNs, NordVPN and Bole VPN. And once again, like I said, I'm sending this out to everybody. Bole VPN actually accepts Bitcoin for payment as well. If you have your VPN, it is basically your network, and nobody can actually see your IP address, which is good, because when you visit a lot of these websites, bad actors can see that, see you've been looking up Bitcoin stuff. Hey, I need to check out what they're doing and try and take it down, all right? So these are ways to keep yourself secure, all right? So let's jump into cryptocurrency exchanges, all right? These are how you buy and sell Bitcoin. So Uphold is my favorite exchange, very clean, good to use. How many people have Coinbase? Anybody use Coinbase? Okay. Now, if you're new, Coinbase actually allows you to earn up to $150 just for answering crypto questions. They teach you about crypto and they pay you in crypto for that. Now, what I would say, suggestion-wise, is if you use Coinbase, as soon as you get that $150, move it off Coinbase. They will take your money. They've shut my account down twice. And no explanation, no support, no nothing. So I will say Coinbase is the biggest, but you gotta watch, and I wanna make sure everybody knows, because that's usually the first on ramp for people. Gemini as well. That's owned by the Winklevoss twins, which we saw the Social Network. Anybody saw the two twins on there? That's their exchange right there. All right, Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss. That's their get back at Facebook, basically. And local Bitcoins is great because you can meet people in person. You can actually buy Bitcoin or sell Bitcoin from Zelle, PayPal, Amazon gift card. I don't know the gift card. I mean, it's about 300 different ways on local Bitcoins you can exchange for Bitcoin. All right. If you have Cash App, you probably saw a notice last week or 2 weeks ago that Bitcoin is available now in your Cash App. The reason that is one of the best onboarding spots because everybody already uses Cash App. It's easy to send, easy to use. If you look at your Cash App tonight, Bitcoin is sitting right there. You can buy it within the app in seconds. Same thing on Opera and the same thing on Robinhood. You can purchase cryptocurrency within seconds, and when you purchase it, you can sell it there as well. Unfortunately, because they are centralized, when you try to sell it, they'll take some time. They have no problem taking your money, but it's hard getting it back. But usually about 5 to 7 days. All right, so we have centralized exchanges, then we have something called decentralized exchanges. These are owned by nobody. It's only software, and everybody who uses it and downloads it is a part of the network. All right, so there's a few small ones, IDEX being one, Waves and StellarX, and these exchanges usually have smaller coins, lower in price, and they have the ability for you to use it without giving up your information. KYC, know your customer, AML, anti-money laundering laws, all of that comes into effect with centralized exchanges. None of that comes into effect with decentralized exchanges. So It's up to you. Also, we have altcoin exchanges, all right? Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency. Everything else is altcoin, all right? Every other cryptocurrency you ever heard of is called an altcoin, alternative coin, all right? Binance is the big one now. They actually kicked out US users, but they opened Binance US yesterday, so you can sign up today. Qcoin, a little bit smaller, Columbians, and Bittrex as well. These are all exchanges that you can use, and the volume for these has increased a good amount, but yes, 411 trading periods, 480, a lot of different cryptocurrencies to trade. All right, and if you want to view these cryptocurrencies, it's over 2,000. You can visit CoinMarketCap, and you can actually see market cap, price, circulating supply, all that. You can click on the website, you can view it for yourself. All right, because one thing we do teach is that we can show you the way, but you have to do your own research. All right, I don't want to be out here telling everybody exactly what to do, but some people have different feelings about different projects. All right, CoinMarketCap, that's your best friend right there. All right, so we're gonna briefly talk about stable coins. My little spiel about stable coins are, basically, these are the rich man's ICO or IPO. Basically, if you have say you have $100 million, right, and you don't want to be involved in cryptocurrency, what you would do is create something, a stable coin, and say, hey, give me your dollars, and I'll give you digital dollars back, one-to-one, and it's actually easier to trade. However, when you look at the companies that's doing it, you can kind of see where we're headed. All right, so USD coin. How many people have heard of USD coin? Anybody? All right, so that's owned by Circle, which is backed by Goldman Sachs. So whenever these people get on TV and they're like, what, anything to do with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, they're lying. They're all lying. They get on TV and lie so much, it's hilarious. Trust token, same thing, or different, I'm sorry. This is a decentralized stable coin, actually backed by crypto, all right? Tether, which is the biggest one, biggest market cap, that's backed by Tether Limited, which has Chinese backing as well, and that has sort of a random issuance. They just put out Tether whenever they feel like it. We have Paxos, which is regulated by the New York Department of Financial Services, who also lies all the time about not being in the industry, but they actually have Paxos. And then Gemini actually started their own exchange-focused coin. Their stable coin is used on there. So, very brief, it's literally just a one-to-one value with the US dollar, but they charge you a fee. So basically, they're making money for you to use your own money. So use it if you want. I want to present it to you because they are coming, but that is what they really are. Don't let them lie to you. All right, so let's jump into 8 ways to earn Bitcoin without trading. All right, so is anybody here actual Forex crypto trader? Bitcoin, anything on markets? Okay, perfect. So a lot of people, when they see Bitcoin, they see all moon, Lambos, and everybody made all this money trading, whatever. However, a lot of people didn't. They actually just kind of sat there and watched it, and all they did was accept Bitcoin and things of that nature in order to earn it. And that is the very first way. The best way to accumulate cryptocurrency is to sell goods and services in exchange for cryptocurrency. Because if you do not want to buy it as an investment and sit on it, if you have a business right now, all you have to do is show your QR code and you can receive payments in 5 minutes. Literally, you take your wallet, print out a QR code, piece of paper, you put it in front of your business. It's a payment system. Now, if you want a different, like Visa, MasterCard, those are what, $5,000, $10,000, and they charge 3.5% every time you do it. That's trash. You shouldn't be doing that. That shouldn't be happening, literally. But with this, you can actually show a QR code, and if you have an online store, personally, my website, Bitcoin in Black America, I did through Shopify. I have an option to pay in 6 different cryptocurrencies. If you have a store on Shopify, they already have it on there. It's either coin payments or GoCoin on there where you can do it. You can accept crypto payments. And if you don't want the volatility of crypto, if you say, hey, I like it, but I don't really want to deal with volatility, they exchange it into cash for you automatically. You never see the volatility. The minute they pay, they change it into cash for you. Also, if you're one of those people like, hey, let me keep a little bit of cryptocurrency and exchange the rest in cash, there's a slider. You can do 20%, 50%, 90%, whatever you want in crypto or in cash. So that option is there for coin payments as well as GoCoin. All right. Also, there are payment processors such as BTC Pay and BitPay, which are for more institutional, bigger companies. However, when you sign up and you have your own server with BTC Pay, nobody can ever stop payments. And with BitPay, you may have seen them, they actually had the Bitcoin Bowl back in 2014, which NC State, my alma mater, actually won, surprisingly enough. But yes, so BitPay is a pretty big company. They process for a lot of big Cheap Air, DirecTV, a few other big companies, they go through BitPay. All right, so Lolli, all right? Earn free Bitcoin for doing what you do already. You shop online, earn free Bitcoin, literally. Walmart, Hotels.com, Tom's, Office Depot, Best Buy. Shop online, you get up to 30% back in Bitcoin rewards. I just started using it about a month ago. I probably got about $200 worth of Bitcoin just for shopping in places I already shop at. You shop there, you get cash back in Bitcoin, you acquire it, and you can use it for later. If you already like these stores, there's 500 plus, but if you already like these stores, there's no reason to not use it. I mean, Lolly is literally sitting there waiting for people to use it because they just got started. This is probably, 6 months less?
They're giving it out right now.
They're giving away crypto right now just because they know this is what's coming. The actual consumer market is what's coming. All right? Sephora as well, I'm gonna put out that there. My mother said to make sure to tell women, Sephora actually lets you, so if you want to get Bitcoin, you get Bitcoin back. I had to put that in there. I said, tell them about Sephora. So, next, Kudo miner. As we're speaking right now, I'm mining Bitcoin right here on this computer. All right, it's literally one click. You go to kudominer.com and it says download. Click on that. As soon as you click on it, it'll walk you through the steps, step-by-step process, and you use your own personal computing power to mine Bitcoin. All right. With this computer, I'm earning about $10 worth of Bitcoin a month. But if you see the price of Bitcoin, that can very well be $1,000 worth a month at some point. All right. And you're not doing anything. Literally, just let it sit there. As soon as you download, it's 24/7. All right. Kudo Miner is another great way to earn Bitcoin. All right. Barter for Bitcoin. All right. This is more of a practical way to get it. If you have a yard sale, if you do construction, if you, as far as the kids that are in the room, trade video games, if you sell candy, sell Bitcoin. Because one of the things you'll start to see is when you mention it and you say you accept it, you actually open up your market. Because people are like, oh, you accept Bitcoin? Perfect. I'll try and use that instead, right? Me and King have been all over LA trying to get everybody to accept tips in Bitcoin. Actually got a few people, but Uber drivers, if you print a QR code, put it on the back of the headrest. Say you accept tips in Bitcoin. I give them tips every single time I see it, right? Waitresses, waiters, you don't have to tell your boss, but if you show up with your phone and say, I accept tips in Bitcoin, or you tell them that, you probably get a bunch of no's or a lot of confused faces, but at some point, you'll get people that understand, oh, why does everybody keep saying they accept Bitcoin tips? Especially if they're like, why does every black person keep asking for Bitcoin? That's when I start the conversation, I promise you, right? Service people as well, often to accept Bitcoin as tips, right? One practical way, stop eating out. Literally, how I got started was the $40 or $60 to spend on lunch at work, buy Bitcoin instead. Dollar cost average, forget the price, just buy it, let it sit over time, because like I said before, anybody who's bought Bitcoin, stayed in for more than 3 years has made money, every single person. All right. College students, if you have college students who are there, you can tutor for crypto, hold events, crypto for donation. One of the best parts is when you get into the dorm, you don't have a light bill. You got free electricity. So you should be trying to mine as much cryptocurrency as possible. Just turn it on and start it. They don't check electricity, so just do it. All right. You can also buy goods. Literally, just do it. You can buy goods with meal plans. Schools are talking about that now, and then resell crypto. And talking with Howard to try and get them going right now. So that is something on college campuses that will come, as well as trying to get Bitcoin ATMs there as well. All right. So this is for my investors who want to move into futures contracts. All right. This is sort of a market, is a risk management tool for most participants. Right. They think to themselves, all right, I want to invest in Bitcoin. However, I don't really want to trade it. So if I can buy Bitcoin projects, if I can buy Bitcoin futures, what can happen is if you buy it today and bet, hey, in the future it's going to be worth this much, these two companies got you covered, right? CME Group, CBOE, and just Monday, Bakkt just came out. They've been talking about it for about a year and a half. All of these companies allow you to invest and bet that later the value will be more, and it's exposure to crypto without actually owning crypto, right? Some people actually want that. I know some people are like, well, I want to be self-sovereign. Some people don't want to touch it. They're like, I'm too clumsy, I'll lose it, I'll invest in this. So this is another way to earn Bitcoin without doing any trading, right? All right, Bitcoin ATMs, all right? As a proud owner of a Bitcoin ATM, I would say to me, this is the best way to earn Bitcoin because it's very passive, right? The current Bitcoin market has 5,000 machines total, all right? The average US bank has 15,000 a piece. So the market is just, this is literally at the ground floor. And I think it's like 5,400, so it's still very small. Machine operators, usually you can charge 6 to 15%, you can charge what you want, but that's the going rate right now. And what a Bitcoin ATM allows you to do is to walk up to a kiosk, use cash, buy Bitcoin, or sell Bitcoin and get cash. Literally in seconds, all right? That's what Bitcoin ATMs allow you to do. Most ATMs cost about $8,000 a piece. However, if you try and operate it without having a token fence in it or a money service business, you'll be out of business real quick, all right? So if you buy a Bitcoin ATM, one of the things you want to be able to do is find a location, all right? Mall, coffee shop, place a machine, register your business as a money service business, or I have found another solution, a company I'm working with. You can actually be a hardware operator where you buy the ATM, you allow them to use their money service business license to service it out, and you get your percentage quarterly. That will allow you to not have to pay $100,000 for a money service business license and $10,000 per location.
Wow.
All right? You only pay for the ATM. All right. Well, usually when you use it, the company I'm working with, they use Bittrex. Their exchange is 1.5%, and then after that, you can say, hey, I want to charge 6% or 8%. They take their 1.5% and you get the rest. Like the profit, usually quarterly, is transferred to you with the company I'm working with other companies it may be monthly. All right. Bitcoin ATMs. Fold that. Similar to Lolly, however, you can actually purchase things with Bitcoin. All right. That company, you buy something, they give you Bitcoin back. You actually buy Chipotle, Amazon, Burger King, Macy's, Home Depot, AMC Theaters. There's a bunch more. Target, Uber rides. I've used this for Uber rides before. You pay a Bitcoin, you get a gift card. That gift card applies to whatever you want to buy. But they just introduced something last week. You see right here, you actually get money back. 5%, 3.5%, 20% back. So they give you cash or Bitcoin back just like Lolly, and they allow you to buy goods in Bitcoin. So if anybody tells you, I can't buy anything with Bitcoin, they don't know what you're talking about. All right? You can buy pretty much everything with Bitcoin right now. All right? And last but not least, Celsius Network. All right? For those of you who want to earn some interest in your crypto holdings, all right? And borrow money for your business. What you can do is take the cryptocurrency you have. For example, you have $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. You put it into the Celsius Network. What will happen is you can do one of two things. You can let it sit there, and you'll earn, on average, 10.5%, all right, a year. Or you can actually ask for a loan using crypto. If you have $10,000 worth of crypto, you can probably get $5,000 loan for your business. And then you take that, use it for your business, you pay it back. Your crypto is the collateral. They send it right back to you. All right? Now, if you compare it with other projects, you earn 10% interest, Bitcoin interest 4.7, Ethereum 4, and then the depositors. 80% of their revenue goes back to everybody who uses Celsius Network. Let's look at JP Morgan. Their shareholders get it back, right? But not you if you just use it. All right? Binance, they get it back. BlockFi, they sort of do it, but not at all, really. And Nexo as well, they give 30% of their profit. So the best is Celsius Network. I just talked to the CEO in San Francisco. As far as what they're doing in the future, those rates are actually going to increase. So instead of 10%, he was telling me it'll be closer to 12 or 15, simply because the price of crypto is increasing so rapidly. You'll actually have more to give back to everybody who uses Celsius Network. So if you have crypto and it's just sitting there, put it in there. Earn interest on your crypto holdings. All right? So those are the 8 ways to earn Bitcoin without trading. And we'll jump into my book, Bitcoin in Black America. All right? We'll talk about 3 of the solutions that are in there. This is a solution-based book. All right? No crying in this book for me. All right? I don't want to sit there and talk about what happened. I'm talking about what we can do. It's a solution-based book, and it's over 40 plus Black blockchain professionals, a lot of which are on the West Coast, but mostly on the East Coast, that you can contact if you have a question about different areas, things of that nature. So we'll get into some of the solutions that are in there. Not going to give away too much, but one of the biggest solutions I want to make sure I put out there is Bitcoin in the Black church. All right, very easy. If you attend church or if you know people at a church, 80% of Black people attend a religious service, right? Mostly church. So if you want it to go mainstream, you're going to have it in the Black church. And one of the biggest things is I can stand up here all day and talk to them blue in the face. Grandma will not care. But if the pastor goes up there and says, I guarantee you, half of that church will be right in line trying to figure out how to get out Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin in Black Church, you can print QR codes and tie the envelopes, church website, or back in fans with MLK Dream Space. All right? Anywhere you want to put it. All right? This is a financial epicenter for the Black community. And one of the biggest things that can happen is mining for ministry. All right? One of the things you need in order to mine is a facility. And what do most churches have? Very big churches that are empty at night and on days that they don't operate. You can use that simply for mining. Very simple. Also, Bitcoin has a store of value. How many people know the Catholic Church has billions of assets right under where they are? Exactly. Gold, who knows what else they have? Real estate, they have it's stored up in Catholic Church. They have this. This is how they can get away with the stuff they've been getting away with. They have a war chest available. So when somebody starts touching little kids, they can just transfer it real quick. All right? And then black churches, we're righteous people, right? We can actually use that store of value for good. You was talking about raising $1,000 a month. The church, if they get that, if you have a Bitcoin as store of value, over time, if that value goes up, the entire community's value goes up, essentially, right? Also, 501c3 donations. Bitcoin can be given to 501c3 client places, such as the church, any donations you want, any nonprofit you have, Bitcoin can be given to 501c3s. So, that solves that problem for most churches, because they usually say, well, we're nonprofit, we can't really, 501c3, they can accept Bitcoin as well, all right? So, let's jump into education, all right? Bitcoin makes you inherently entrepreneurial, so some of the students, some of the kids there who sell candy, shoes, video games, start to accept Bitcoin, start early, right? Be a leader in your group, right? So one of the biggest things going forward, Bitcoin Summer Camp. I actually had one in Charlotte, and there's a Bitcoin Summer Camp in Inglewood, California. We do things such as artificial intelligence, get all the kids crypto wallets, teach them about Bitcoin ATMs, learning how to code, all of these things. And the reason the summer camp is good is because they will probably not teach it in your schools ever. However, summer camps are more flexible, and kids can actually learn it on their own time. And that's when Bitcoin is most valuable, because they're going to be the ones that build the things that I'm talking about, right? This, like I said, Bitcoin is something that's going to take over for the next 100 years or so. We're not going to be around to see it, but they're going to be the ones that build it, all right? College blockchain groups, like I said, working with Howard, they have a blockchain group, Morgan State. And if you don't know, some of the bigger schools, Princeton, Stanford, they all have blockchain groups. They all have investment in cryptocurrency. So a lot of the HBCUs need to get on it. You need to have these blockchain groups, these discussions, because a lot of times in college, you have extra just money floating around. A lot of kids, I tell college kids all the time, just buy a little bit less beer. And then go to a blockchain group. It's a little bit if you want to. Go to a blockchain group, learn about it, and use it for your actual education, right? Bitcoin ATMs as well. I think there should be a Bitcoin ATM on every campus so that you have easy access to it. And last but not least, endowment funds. All right? 0 HBCUs have over $1 billion in their endowment funds. 0. All right? Now, what the biggest endowment funds have just done, Harvard, Princeton, MIT, they all just invested in cryptocurrency companies and cryptocurrency itself. This just happened, what, last month? Last month. All of their endowment funds are investing in crypto. 0 HBCUs. Even the ones I tell that, they're like, well, I don't know. Well, we're going to still be broke 20 years from now, right? Endowment funds need to be moving into crypto right now, all right? And last but not least, one of the other solutions is sports and entertainment, right? 50 Cent, he accepted Bitcoins in exchange for his album. He earned 700 Bitcoins. They were worth thousands then. When he looked back, it was worth 7.7 million. And he didn't even know what Bitcoin was, all right? So if you're a young entertainer, what's better than free promotion and a gain in value? Because you get all the advantages you can get if you're just starting out entertainment, right? So that was 50 Cent. However, there's a lot of people that can benefit from it. Before I talked about micropayments, blockchain music platforms are coming out. As a matter of fact, there's one called Audius. Eminem's manager. I had lunch with him a couple weeks ago. He created this blockchain music platform. He's leaving Apple to start this platform. I'm telling you, all that stuff is going away. There's no reason for it to be that stringent, where you only pay for what you listen to. Also, if you create the content, you get paid everything. They only take a small percentage for their little fee, but you get paid the money you're owed, right? A lot of musicians getting robbed, and I'm sure you can attest to this in the music industry. Nobody's making as much money as you think. All right.
What was the name of that company?
Audius, Audius.co, yes. AUDIUS, yes. All right. Athletes accepting Bitcoin for salary. Anybody heard of Russell Okung from the LA Chargers, offensive lineman? All right. Well, we just had an event in LA called Bitcoin Is that he put on. He's famous for telling his owner, pay me in Bitcoin. Also, there's other athletes such as Spencer Dinwiddie from the Nets, as well as Matt Barkley, quarterback from, I believe, San Francisco. There's a lot of athletes starting to ask for Bitcoin for their salary because when they can accept Bitcoin and they're paying, it's better money. And promotion-wise, when they say it, that's what kids listen to. LeBron James tomorrow says, I want to accept Bitcoin. You know, every single person about to start saying, Bitcoin. They're not very well known. You know, offensive linemen aren't usually popular, but the word is getting out. All right, and we're actually planning, me and Russell, to do a Bitcoin Black Church tour, so we can actually get the word out on that. So, mining for good. Right here in your own city, Sacramento Kings have an entire facility dedicated to mining cryptocurrency that they donate to nonprofits. Right here in Sacramento. They started it about a year ago. They started accepting Bitcoin for payment to go to Sacramento Kings games. Then they started doing mining for good. So right here in your own city, it's happening. I'm sure you haven't heard about it. Nobody's gonna tell you, trust me. They don't have a reason to. Now, if they get it out and people start hearing about it, that's fine, but they don't really have a reason to tell you. They wanna make it for themselves, right? And last but not least, selling shoes for crypto. I mentioned Spencer Dinwiddie earlier. Spencer Dinwiddie actually sold his shoe for Bitcoin, all right? Lesser known player, he plays for the Nets. But once again, once we start getting these shoe companies start saying we accept crypto, we accept Bitcoin, that's gonna change the entire game right there, all right? So it's already happening. And these are all solutions that we can work on right now. If you get the book Bitcoin in Black America, there are dozens of more solutions just like that show exactly how we can use Bitcoin today. And also the Black Blockchain professionals in the back, a bunch of different contacts we can use as well. So if you want to contact us, KRB Digital Assets Group at KRB Crypto, myself at Bitcoin Zay, also that's our email. And like I said, QR code, you can donate right now if you scan it. You can do it right now. All right. So thank you for your time, and that's all for me.
Right on.
So for Q&A, we're both going to be answering questions. So any questions you have, throw them out. I know this is going to be the longer part. I know everybody wants to, ask what they have to ask. But yeah, any questions you have, let us know, and we'll answer for you as best we can.
Yes, sir.
Probably new to the game, but what is crypto? What is it?
What is crypto?
Yeah, what is it?
Cryptocurrency? All right, so as I explained on the radio, cryptocurrency is two parts. Crypto, which makes it secure, currency, money. Cryptocurrency is secure money. The ability to send money without anybody stopping you and without it being taken.
The money is not in your hand, it's on the phone.
Or it's digital.
But one point I want to make about that, a lot of people have noticed, but right now in America itself, we're only like 24% of the population use cash. Already, like the rest of it's all digital. That's why we have, Bank of America, everything's already digital money. So this is just the next transition over.
It's just who controls the ledger. Do you want Bank of America to control it, or do you want consensus among people who use it? That's the difference.
So, when, because we talk about it, when you guys talk about it real casually, as though, you can buy the crypto, it's easy, it's simple. But unlike dollars and an ATM card, you know exactly where everything is. With crypto, because you have so many different secure things that you have to do, it's a bit of a curve from a learning curve. How do I know that I'm doing it right? Because you're not going to get
It is, so I'll even contest this, and I'm the earliest one between us two. It is a learning curve for sure. But the thing I would say is just start small. As you said, you can do $5 of Bitcoin. We tell people, we don't have a lot of money, all that. Do $5 a week. Just start playing with it, start learning it. We have a coin that we partner with that we give out for free all the time. We used to give out free Bitcoin all the time. I don't know how much of that we gave out at this point, so we stopped doing that. We give out like a free privacy coin basically, but it's to teach people how to use a coin. They can play around with it. They can get it. They lose it. It's not as big as a deal. They were to buy $1,000 of Bitcoin. So my suggestion is to start with $5, $10, just to learn how to play with the system. Start with $100, $50. Do that for a good month or 2, 3 months. When you talk about trading, if you want to learn how to trade, start with what we call ghost trading. There's platforms now where you can basically make fake trades and see what would happen. Or you can just literally do an Excel sheet or sheet of paper and say, all right, I'm gonna pretend I traded this on this day and what it would be worth there and keep track. And that's the way you kind of learn it. I mean, trial and error right now is really the only way for the most part.
And there's a learning curve. I will say you won't get it off of one presentation. There's time, a lot that goes into history, economics, a lot of stuff. So don't feel like, I don't get it right now. What's wrong with me? It takes time.
We were talking earlier, if we were going to develop a curriculum, because we are the greatest Sacramento financial literacy group, and our goal is to learn financial literacy. This is cutting edge. if we're gonna start from the very beginning and teach us like we were 10-year-olds, where do you think, can you help us out by giving us some of the baby steps to get us started? Because I know you started talking about blockchains and how that works in the cryptocurrency, and then we have conversions, and then you have all this other stuff going on. It's just a lot of information, and so if we can get a little bit at a time and spoon fed, so we can build up our knowledge on how it works, we can convince more people how easy it is, because you know how black people are, we're really suspicious when somebody comes to you with an unknown game. And so, what are your thoughts on how we do that?
I would say initially, people have to learn the traditional banking system. People don't know the traditional system. Like, for example, who owns the Federal Reserve? It's a private company owned by people who met on Jekyll Island. I think what 5 rich guys met. It was like, let's create this paper dollar. Let's get off the gold, which we're backed by gold. So now we're not backed by nothing but military and police. That's really what we're backed by. So, I mean, that's why everybody who's done an ICO now, they're going back and arresting all these people who do ICOs. They're like, oh, you guys accepted money from across the world. You didn't give us none. Like, so I would say learn the traditional system first, understand that, all right, what's the reason why we're getting away from traditional fiat? It's because you don't own the money. As you just said, somebody can wake up Wednesday and say, you know what, I'm gonna print $275 billion.
Right.
So all that money you think you just saved up, I got 100,000 in the bank, that's worth that much less overnight. So for me, it was like, all right, learn that system, and then once you get over to the tech side, it's learning basic properties. Some of it is technical, but it's also just basic.
On Robinhood, right? Do you consider that a secure place to purchase Bitcoin?
Yes, to purchase, and even to a certain extent to hold, but as you develop in the space and industry, you have to understand, as you talk about BitConnect, Robinhood, all these people own it. So if any day they decide, oh, we're out of business, or as we call it, exit scams, because that's what a lot of companies do. We got hacked, oh, we gone, all your money gone too. They would do that. I mean, I'm not saying Opera would, these are bigger companies backed by some pretty good institutions, but if that were to happen, you have no recourse.
Right, but, so, as a beginner,
As a beginner, it's great.
so, and the only reason I ask that to you guys, because I don't want you guys going out buying Bitcoin and getting wallets and stuff,
Right.
and then lose your wallet, or lose your keys, because I have friends that have. And when it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone, it
You know,
disappears.
no, it's still there, it just ain't there for you.
Exactly.
So I think, you know, because we use Robinhood, you know, you can buy $20, $30, $50, $100, whatever you're comfortable with, and you can just hold it. And then you'll watch it ticker up and down throughout the time, but it's a platform that we're already familiar with, that we understand, and that we can learn on before. And I think if you do that, at least you can be in the game, in the Bitcoin game,
Be active.
and learning. And I will say this, I bought the book, Bitcoin in Black America, the same way we bought Robert's book. I think it's important that we buy these types of books so you can learn on your own, and then we can study amongst each other. You know, if you come across something that somebody don't understand, somebody else might better understand.
And to be honest too, not saying this is my business partner, but the book is really good as far as for beginners. You know, even the history of which I didn't know he's gonna add. He even throws some names there of the history, because that is important. We talk about that on YouTube a lot, because what's happening now is that the space is moving so fast. Someone will make a company, and either it goes bust because it's not a good company, or they're actually a scam artist, and then they'll get rid of it, exit scam, and then literally 6 months later they got a new company. But because there's new people and they never heard of them, they're like, okay, I'm gonna go to this company. He's like, wait, who? So he's mentioning some of this stuff in the book, so it is pretty good as far as you're asking some introductory things. It's a pretty good walkthrough.
And I noticed you do daily broadcasts,
Monday through Friday.
and where, we,
We do it on YouTube live.
just Gentlemen of.
Gentlemen in Crypto, just type that in YouTube.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of them already.
Right, yeah, we do, we're on episode.
So everybody write it down, Gentlemen of Crypto.
The Gentlemen
The Gentlemen of Crypto.
I think we're on
Yeah.
episode
On YouTube.
476.
So do you guys do it live, or do you?
We do it live, that way we can answer questions.
What time does it come on?
Yeah, but we might be turning the time to my 10 next week, but yeah, it's usually 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Every day? Every day?
Yeah, I think we're right, yes, sir.
3 p.m.
And if ever we ever change the times, we always tell people the day before. Again, we're on podcasts, we're on Google Play Music, iTunes, Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. So we're on every major podcasting platform as well. So a lot of people just listen to us in the car and stuff.
All right. You mentioned, okay, Bitcoin, that's
Grandfather.
the grand, okay, good, with the beard and the gray and the mustache. But there's other ones under it, and I keep hearing, and I haven't heard lately, but the Libra and Facebook. Could you explain a little bit about that?
All right, let me make this real clear. Libra is not a cryptocurrency.
Oh,
It's
right.
not. They put it in the title, they talk about it, it's cryptocurrency, it's not cryptocurrency.
It's Digital Federal Reserve
It's
2.0.
exactly. It's just your money being transferred to Facebook for a fee. That's what Libra coin is. JP Morgan coin, same thing. Transferring over for a fee.
So it's not crypto, it's digital currency,
So
or
with
it's,
with Facebook, you hear we're using blockchain technology.
Uh-huh.
So blockchain again is really just a database.
Right.
And when these companies like Facebook says, well, we're using blockchain technology.
Okay.
They're basically using the same technology as Bitcoin. On it. How you see you can save money now, you do, $10 million transfer for $7 now. Banks had resisted all this technology. Now they're like, oh,
Yeah.
even if we don't give it to our
Yeah.
customers, we can save money. So now they're doing that themselves, and they're developing their own coin. So Facebook, we have our Libra coin for our own blockchain. The reality is, all right, so you got your own database bank like everyone else been had, and now you just have a digital currency. As you said, you're trading your dollars for them. But what they're hoping is that their market share, 2 billion people, then it becomes a de facto, which is why every country is pushing back. Because they're like, yes, if they launch it and 2 billion people start using Libra for everything, then they don't need to use the euro or the dollar.
Right.
Which is now why actually it's helping speed up the adoption of institutions now, because now institutions are like, all right, if somebody don't do it, Mark Zuckerberg, one of these billionaires, don't do it. So either we do it or they do it, we let Bitcoin win out in general.
I'm gonna tell you guys a good example. Napster was a music sharing peer. Record companies fought Napster. Instead of adopting the technology and distributing their own music. Apple took it and built a distribution system. So every record company has to go through Apple to do their digital distribution.
That's a perfect example. That's what Facebook, because if Facebook has like Uber as partner, or they did. So all these companies got to tap on the shoulder, like, whoa, with the US no more, like with Facebook, that literally just happened. But they had Uber signed up. They had, who else? Like,
They have about 20
they
companies.
had about 20 people with a
And everybody
billion.
would have put in $20 billion.
Right, everybody put in like some $10 million bid or something just to be a part. So they were already, they're on this path now, as you said, same with music, where it's like, you gotta go through us, but you can do it.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something. iTunes charges every record company 30 cents on every download. So when you see a download for 99 cents,
Yeah.
30% of it goes to iTunes. So really only 69 cents goes to the record company. That's why artists get fractions of pennies, because, and that's what made Apple. Apple does between 84 and $90 billion a quarter in profits.
In profit.
Also, what are you gonna see soon? The patent just went through, it's called Walmart Cash. All right?
Yeah.
That is not a cryptocurrency either, all right? It's the ability for you to take a portion of your paycheck, put it in Walmart Cash, save 10% at Walmart. It's coming. The patent came out and it didn't hit anybody here in the news. It's coming. I saw the patent myself. It's coming.
Is that still all part of blockchain technology?
To an extent.
I
Because
mean, to trade in the future, you can't.
No, because what
Can't cross.
happens is people throw a blockchain, but there's public blockchains and there's private. Private blockchain is what we already have. It's just a database of somebody watching it. The public blockchain is what cryptocurrency is, because we can all audit it, we can all look at it. we can all
So
look at it.
every transaction that happens in the blockchain, everybody can see it. It's all transparent. There's not a transaction that happens, tell me if I'm correct, Isaiah.
Yes.
There's not a transaction that happens in the blockchain that nobody can see. You can see every transaction that happens. It's completely transparent.
Yeah, but the privacy is there because your name is not attached to an address. However, companies will be attached to an address. So public, the way things are now, like I said on the radio, our information is public and their information is private. That needs to be the opposite. Our information needs to be private Their information is.
That's right.
Yep. And it give
Yeah,
you,
do you guys remember International Trader Exchange, right? You remember that?
Which one?
It was a company called International Trader Exchange.
Oh,
They
yeah.
started their own currency also.
Yeah, they tried to- yeah.
I know you would
They
know about how
They
deep
tried.
that is. And that's what
It's all
everything is
tried.
going to now. Everybody's creating their own currency and looking at their customer base or looking at the base platform they have and saying, I can get these people to come to me because they're already dealing with me
Right, but
anyway.
they're not, but that's what makes it not a true crypto.
That's why it's not a true crypto.
so, and to give you a better idea, like a better example is internet.
Yeah.
Internet came out, it's internet for everybody. And then these companies like IBM, I know they did it, who else? All these tech companies, they're like, well, we're gonna have our own intranet. When you come into our office, if you work here, you're gonna use our internet. You're not gonna use the rest of the world internet.
Yeah.
And everybody found out the rest of the world internet had more information. Why would I just come to your internet when I go to the intranet when it's like Google and stuff like that? This is the same with blockchain. Bitcoin's blockchain is the public internet, which is why Bitcoin is also called the internet of money. Because Bitcoin blockchain, everybody can see it, everybody can use it, it's public. These companies are trying to create their own intranets again, which is actually crazy because they're doing the same thing they did in the 90s. It's like you lost, the internet won, you're doing the same thing. Instead of accepting Bitcoin and blockchain for everybody, they're saying we're gonna do our own intranets, we're gonna do our own blockchains, our own money, and you're gonna use our thing. It won't work simply, like the biggest reason is developer. This is the technical thing. Bitcoin has developers, 400 some developers around the planet, the best developers in the world, working on it 24/7 for free. You're telling me the best developers in the world, your one company is gonna beat them with your 10 or 20 people that you're gonna pay. It's not happening, nor will they catch up. So just as far as the technical piece is inferior, then the second thing is, since it's so centralized, you talk about LibreCoin or Walmart Cash, whatever, that's a honeypot of hackers. They're looking at, oh, so y'all gonna keep $40 billion on one thing. I'm not sure if you all keep up, I think last year was about $1.6 billion in hacks in the industry. Like hackers are going crazy because everybody wants to have their own project, wants to have their own coin, and then hackers are like, all right, well, with Bitcoin, when he talks about the technology and how you can't hack it, the reason why is everyone who has the software on their laptop or computer is called a node. Their nodes are over the planet. So in order to hack the blockchain for Bitcoin, you have to hack every node, every laptop who has it on the planet. Versus a company who's saying we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to keep it all on our server. And only 2 of us are going to have the password. So it technically, it just literally doesn't make sense. But they know the masses won't understand that part of it.
Yes, ma'am.
So there's so many Bitcoins that are out there, right?
No, it's only one Bitcoin.
No, I mean, not Bitcoin, I meant like the
Cryptocurrency.
cryptocurrency. So, now I lost.
Well done, you, Jay.
Create more, you know, like if I started a company, if I wanted to create my own type of cryptocurrency.
Yeah, you can,
could
You do
we
it
do that?
15
you
minutes.
do it 15, 20 minutes. There's websites where you can actually.
But that doesn't mean
That
people
doesn't
will
mean
trade
people
for
are
it or
gonna
buy
use
it.
it. Exactly. It doesn't mean it'll be on exchange, it doesn't mean it'll work, it doesn't mean it'll be secure. All these things come into play with better technology.
So when people do create cryptocurrencies, what are the elements that they need to make them work? And why do some work and others don't?
Well,
Good question.
it has to be decentralized, all right? So remember, if there's a company who owns it and they're giving it away, that's not cryptocurrency. Those are tokens, that's something different, all right? It has to be decentralized, meaning anybody can download the software, anybody can view it, all right? When you look at cryptocurrencies, that's the only thing that keeps it secure, right? So make sure it's decentralized first. Also, you have to have the ability to send or receive to any address. It cannot be something such as blocked addresses. Because there are some cryptocurrencies where they'll stop the payments based on a bad actor from the line of payments from before. That's not cryptocurrency. That's just banking in another form. All right. So you have to be able to send and receive freely. It has to be decentralized, and for the most part, it has to, or you want it to be able to be traded on an exchange. Because if there is a cryptocurrency and it's not on an exchange, it's almost impossible to get it, and it's almost impossible to sell it as well.
And to get it on an exchange, you have to have so much money to be able to get that on.
And that's the hustle for
And that's in the
exchange, right? That's the hustle
millions
for
to
exchange.
get it,
They're
and
charging
the
a million.
coin market cap.
Charge what?
They charge $1 million.
$1 million to get listed on the exchange.
To get
Wow.
listed.
In dollars?
It's 24
Huh?
In dollars?
$1 million.
What they pay the Bitcoin.
I was gonna say blockchain. I thought it was info, but blockchain.com. It's not.
Oh, they changed it.
They changed it. Okay. So it's blockchain.com now, but excuse me, it shows you every transaction that's going on right now. So I know it's far away, but if you pull it up, you see exactly which transaction in it, which hash on the block, how long ago it happened, it tells you everything about it. So when we talk about crypto, me personally, my thing is to try to get in the government. I'm like, when you talk about tax money, where all this is going, you can now literally trace it from our pockets to the government. So there's no reason to have these, we don't know what happened with the money or this.
25 trillion.
Right.
What's that?
$25 trillion are missing. Like with this technology, it's not possible for that just to
So if
happen.
I get paid in crypto, in Bitcoin, do I have to report it?
That's a good question. Is changing crypto into like
when you change back into
crypto is
So as long as it's crypto to crypto, so let's just say I got $1 million in cryptocurrency, and I just held it.
the law right now is you have to pay capital gains tax. That's it.
You do?
That's what they're trying.
On crypto?
But how can they?
They want you to volunteer your information.
But if I don't volunteer the information, then they don't know, right? Because there's no address, correct?
Right, they can't trace it.
It's untraceable.
Don't try to trick you to think that
But
they
when I buy it from Robinhood,
They're always trying to get what they
it's
got.
traceable. Because at that point, because it has a start point.
Coinbase, Robinhood.
Every exchange at this point is traceable right now for the U.S. unless you're using like VPNs and Tor networks and all the stuff to hide your IP address and buy. Like he said, Binance, they stopped doing business in the U.S. You can still use it if you're using all these methods to go on their platform, basically having a different country address to your laptop. But of course, that's like, I'm not sure if it's legal, but I know it's frowned upon. That's right, by all the government.
Isn't that why Coinbase, IRS wanted Coinbase to give up all their customers?
Yes.
So they can do that?
And
Start
Coinbase said
doing
no.
that? I thought they did do it.
No.
They have
said no
to.
in public, and then they actually.
Oh,
gave it.
I
They
thought
have-
They
They
did.
said they only gave away like
They said they-
14% or
They said
something.
they only gave a few.
No.
No. I know some of these people personally,
Who was Coinbase?
They snitched on Tekashi.
Who was that? Who was
I
Coinbase?
heard that,
Coinbase.
Coin.
that the IRS.
They're in San
is trying to
Francisco.
find a
San
way
Francisco?
Oh,
Yeah,
of
that's
course.
what
that
they're
people is making.
Yeah, they got
Because I'm learning about the crypto tax there. So
Oh, it's
they
gonna
are
be
trying
huge
to
for you and
find
your
a way.
business, yeah.
Yes, it's a lot of people are getting on it.
No, they definitely are. Honestly, I don't see how, especially when it comes to privacy coins, once people start buying, like people don't even know about privacy coins, which are, think about Bitcoin, but they can't trace it at all, period.
What's a privacy coin?
So, yeah, privacy coin is basically another altcoin or something like Bitcoin, except it has features where you can't trace it, you can't track, you don't know where it came from, you don't know where it's going. That's like,
spend it?
Called
Right.
ring signature.
what's that?
How can you spend
You can still have it. I mean, you
How
can
can you spend it?
it's the same way as Bitcoin.
So I can
So if he wants to sell his
Bitcoin
book to you with, and you say I only have Monero as one of the privacy coins, you can send it to him the same way. Same.
that's not traceable or taxable?
It's not. I'm
And
not saying
it's
it's not
not on the
taxable. It's not
blockchain?
Is it
traceable.
on the blockchain? Is it part of the blockchain technology?
Yes.
Every coin has
Everything is on the
Every
blockchain.
coin has their own.
For digital.
Monero, Cryptocoin, and Zcash.
So the only difference I think that's in between the blockchains is you have private blockchains that are just to that deal
That
versus the Bitcoin where it's in the public.
Public.
Everything, every transaction you see happens. Now, where it comes from, you won't see that information, but you'll see every transaction, is that correct? That takes place.
Yes, but it's not traceable back to one example address. Yes, sir.
So I think it's kind of a double question. In your book, you recommended, obviously Bitcoin is the grandfather, but you also recommended ETC. And I don't know if I missed it or not, but did you talk about the 20 million Bitcoins that are available, or did you not talk about the limit of the 20 million?
Yeah, I talked about it earlier, the supply.
Okay, yeah.
I discussed it.
Yeah,
It's part of
limit
this
21
year's-
million.
Yep.
So then, you're using Bitcoin, obviously. Do you still recommend the secondary one that you were talking about, or?
Yes, some of the coins that were mentioned there, Ethereum and Binance are two of the good ones, because use case wise, if we go back, let's see. But if we go back, there's second and fourth in market caps.
Right.
Ethereum is a coin, and like I said, every coin has their own use case. This coin allows you to build on their platform and to be able to pay for decentralized apps using.
Now, is Ethereum, is that a public blockchain, and it's not part of the Bitcoin chain, right?
No.
So why is it, what makes it any different than one of the other currencies that somebody else creates, and, what's the difference in it? Why is it so much different than any other?
Well, the technology behind it. It's the first technology that have the ability to build decentralized apps. The community behind it, they had the very first ICO, which is the initial coin offering ever in 2014.
How old was the creator?
The creator is 17 years old.
He's only like 23 right now.
Vitalik Buterin is a 21-year-old.
Russia, United States is fine over. It's like for real.
21-year-old billionaire right now. And if you build your own apps on Ethereum, there's a 15-year-old kid that just made $1 million off of an Ethereum app. And when you code on with Ethereum, in order to transact on there, they use their native currency called Ethereum. One of the other ones I mentioned, Binance, their use case is if you use their exchange and you use Binance to pay for fees, you get 50% off. So if you use Binance instead of Bitcoin for the fees, it's cheaper on the fees for you. So all these coins have different use cases. When you find it, you decide whether you use it or community as well.
So that was my next question. If, thinking about investing in cryptocurrencies, each one of them has a different kind of platform. How do we cherry pick which one is best for?
I would say what you almost kind of know, because right now the good thing about it, initially a few years ago weren't as many altcoins, so it's kind of really, this is the coins we have. They're almost all the same. They're competing with each other. Then they start. We have storage coins for this. We have utility. So now is actually a good thing. It's coming to the point. All these coins are for different industries.
Yeah.
So just go to an industry you already know. If it's something, I do something music, like it says, a music one. Now there's different music ones. If it's
Yeah, but how do you know which ones are the different ones are good? How I know
Right.
different music?
That's when you gotta watch the gym in the crypto and ask is live. And we got that is the tough thing right now because there are a lot of scale markets.
Coin market
Coin market cap, but even then, BitConnect was on coin market cap.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Look at it.
You have to do your due diligence. It's like any other investment. You have
Okay,
to.
but this is where that learning curve and really.
This is where it kicks in.
And then.
Due diligence.
I mean, even, I don't care how much diligence you do, if it's not a whole bunch of information, if it's not, because this is all new technology. So, because if you did your due diligence on the Bitcoin in 2009, there would be no diligence to do. And most people would say, it's crazy, it's nothing.
Yeah.
But here we are now. So,
Yeah.
so really, it's a lot of speculation.
You know what I suggest? It's just my suggestions because I've been studying Bitcoin. In CoinMarketCap, each of the altcoins, including Bitcoin, you can click on it and you can go and research the company behind. You can read the white paper, it has graphs to show you how it's progressed over the years. You can, manipulate the graphs and everything. So you go in and you click on the exchange.
All you do is
Like,
click on the
cause
thing, and it'll
'cause
show
I
you.
made some good money in 2017 on Ripple. Just
And
FYI.
so speaking of Ripple, because we talked about Ripple